Hello everybody and a very warm welcome to Crafters TV. My name's Ben Mosby and here we are for another Second Chance Sunday. If it's your first time watching, first of all, where have you been? And secondly, this is your second chance to pick up some of the best deals from the week. And it's been a fantastic week this week. We've had new faces, we've had new launches, we've had new features. And over the course of the show, you are going to be seeing the best deals that you may well have missed. So let's get on with it and have a look at this week's top 10. So let's get things started, shall we? Number 10 this week, we go back to what was a brilliant Cartload show on Thursday with Craig and an unbelievable deal on the Patchwork Creator Card dies. This is a three-piece selection, but actually, I think you're only paying for two here. You buy two, you get one free, £20.79 or £23.99, normally £12.99 each, and these are absolutely brilliant. Of course, they've got that creator card effect to them, but as you can see with this one here, which is your warm sunbeam, you've got this amazing patchwork effect where you can piece back in all of your different papers. You know, I think these are brilliant actually as well, particularly for using things like your photographs in, all of your different papers you can use, create shaker cards with these too. If you just want to use the frame on its own, absolutely you can do that, but then you've got the choice to piece back in all of the other patchwork effects from each of the sets. So that one there is your warm sunbeam. Like we said, normally £12.99 on its own. You've then got this one here, which is super cute, the morning sunrise. Same sort of thing again here, but actually this one has got that added effect of giving you this sort of frame at the bottom there. So if you've got like a stamped sentiment that you want to pop onto that, you can do that too. And then for free, you're getting the shining star. And whilst I think that would be quite nice, maybe potentially as like a congratulations card or maybe a birthday card, certainly one that you can work in with some of your Christmas collections as well. So it makes it a really brilliant and craftable set. And for that price, it's incredible. And you can understand why it's made the top 10 this week. So it is our Patchwork Creator Cards. £20.79 is the platinum price. Or if you're in the US, that is $23.92. And that is this week's number 10. This week's number 9, if you're talking value for money, this has got to be the best deal. It is incredible. One of our amazing craft boxes that were initially, these were $49.99. £20 or $20, £16 or $16 is the platinum price on these today. And I know word got out last weekend about the deals that we were doing at the NEC. Let me just tell you, £16 or $16 is equivalent to what you were getting if you were shopping there, because this box was there. It's an incredible deal. And once again, what I would say is even if you bought this previously, for all the added extras that you're getting in here as far as consumables are concerned, you might think about buying it again, and maybe then keeping the stamps and the dies as well to work twice as quickly. But let's have a quick look and show you exactly what you're going to get in here. You have got 85 elements in total, beautifully presented. And again, if you're looking for a gift idea for a crafter in your life, or indeed somebody who wants to get into crafting, it's beautifully presented. And we open it up and you'll see the value for money right here. You get absolutely loads within this box. And of course, it's all got that sort of winter theme to it. So you've got your cuddle up stamp and die set. Dies are on the front here. So you've got the die to be able to cut out this stamp, which gives you that beautiful fireside scene. And then you've got little stockings and embellishments to go with that as well. Then you've got an embossing folder too. So this is that beautiful plaid design that sort of runs through this collection. Again, one of those embossing folders that you can obviously use with this collection, but you'll find use, I'm sure, amongst other collections that you've got within your craft room. Then you've got this. I had a few people asking actually about cars and truck dies at the NEC, where we could get one. I said Winter Wishes box is a brilliant place to go for that, because you've got that beautiful truck die. Then you've got your pumpkin patch stamp and die set. So there's your wheelbarrow, different sizes of pumpkins, and once again the stamps to go with. You've got some sentiments in here too. So really nice actually. The stamp and die set again, giving you the option to be able to kind of make your own sentiments. This one here, Snow Much Fun. So you've got the toboggan, you've got the little mittens there too. So two more dies to add to your box. Fir tree duo, again, really nice those if you want to sort of multi-cut those out, create scenes. You've also got the opportunity here to get that embossed through the die as well, which is really going to bring those to life. Then you've got your winter foliage. Once again, 5 different sprigs here, you know, sort of mistletoe, pine tree branches in there as well. Multi-cut those, create your little swags, create your little wreaths in there too. Really, really lovely set to have. Then stencils. So this is that beautiful cable knit. If you fell in love with what we were doing on Tuesday with the guys from Walker Shore, you've got that to kind of tie in with their products, so the cable knit, and then also this beautiful wood grain as well. That, again, a really, really brilliant stencil to have in your crafty armoury. But we're not done, because you're also going to get stamps and dies as far as this beautiful lantern is concerned. So again, there's that die to be able to cut out that old-fashioned lantern in stamp form. All of these sentiments as well. Well, I say sentiments because you've got some cute little characters in there too. So you've got the deer, you've got the little gingerbread man, got the cup of cocoa there as well. This beautiful little corner swag. It's sort of like a Christmas wreath, if you like, which you can multi-stamp, and then all of these different sentiments. Things like Hello Fall, you've got Thankful and Blessed, Winter Wishes, plenty of different sentiments for all sorts of different occasions. And already you're seeing the value, but we don't stop there, because you then get all of these beautiful papers too, double-sided. And yes, you know, some of these you'll be thinking potentially Christmas, some of these you'll be thinking Thanksgiving. If you're just looking for beautiful papers for winter projects as well, then you've got it. I mean, that one particularly got a real sort of Christmas theme to it there with the beautiful sledge on, but you've got plenty of choice. And what again is so lovely about these boxes is that they are sort of one box wonders, if you like, because all of the papers to work with, all of the stamps and the dies and the stencils and the embossing folders, and then you're thinking, well, I need some cardstock to go with. Well, you've got all of the cardstock as well. Beautiful linen cardstock to mix and match absolutely perfectly with all the colours that you've got as far as your papers are concerned. So you can see that the colour match is absolutely perfect. So you open the box and everything that you need inside it to get crafting. Like I say, this week's number 9, but actually value for money wise, got to be right up there in the top 2 or 3 items that we've got on the show. It is the Winter Wishes craft box, normally £50, £16 or $16 if you're a platinum member. That is this week's number 9. Back to Cartload for this week's number 8. I think one of the best deals that we did, we had a section where we were doing buy X, get Y free, and I think this was probably the best of those deals. One of our kind of core components when it comes to craft room tools, guillotine with free coloured cardstock as well. So this is your, we call this the small guillotine, but I think it's fairly sizable actually. I like to refer to this more as a portable size. It is 6 1/4 by 8 3/4 the platform that you've got with this. And of course, you will know that our guillotines, they are super sharp. I'm sure you all know by now the story about Leanne visiting a sword manufacturer's to make sure that that cut that you get from the blade is absolutely second to none each and every time you're cutting as well. You're going to find that you're going to keep that blade in tip-top condition. Super easy to work with too. Whether or not you kind of work in your metric or imperial, you've got the different measurements and top or bottom too. So whether you kind of like you want to butt your card up down here or up there, you can measure really, really quickly and easily. What's so lovely about this too, talking about the portability that you've got the built-in scoreboard function with this too. So if you are thinking perhaps about traveling, you know, maybe going to a friend's house, maybe you're going to the caravan and you want the ability to do some crafting, it's portable and it's kind of like a guillotine and your scoreboard all in one. You've got your tool here as well, so that's embedded in there for you. When you want to use that, simply pop that out and use it in conjunction with the scoreboard that you've got there. And safety, of course, paramount. This finger guard is going to make sure that your fingers are kept safe at all times when you use it. Super sharp, super easy to use, super precise with your cuts as well. Even if you just need to cut like a tiny slither off your cardstock, your paper, whatever it might be, this is an absolute game changer. And if you haven't yet got a guillotine, highly recommend that one. It's $19.99 or $31.99 if you're platinum, but then for free, we give you all of this beautiful cardstock. It's 21 sheets actually, of all the colours of the rainbow. So you're getting the 7 colours, 3 sheets of each included in there, just as a nice little freebie. And it's beautiful cardstock as well, actually, within this bundle. I think that's worth about 15 quid on its own. So a really nice way to be able to try our guillotine and get some beautiful cardstock to go with it. So you buy the guillotine, you get this for absolutely nothing, £19.99 platinum price, $31.99 if you're in the US and you're platinum. And that is this week's number 8. This week's number 7, we go back to Wednesday with the Haughty Scotty. Yes, Craig was in for Beautiful Beginnings, and we had a beautiful collection to go with Beautiful Beginnings, the Majestic Unicorn collection. This was an absolute steal because actually, when I saw the price on screen, this is the same price, of course, that we brought it to you on Wednesday for, so £48 platinum, $64. When I saw that price, I was assuming that maybe there were certain items missing from the collection. I was wrong to assume, because you get everything, which is ridiculous when you look at the price that you should be paying and the price that you are paying. Let me show you sort of all of the hardware that you're getting within this collection. First of all, you've got embossing folders, you've got beautiful stamps and dies. This stunning embossing folder, I think you're going to have so much fun working with. The beautiful unicorn there, 3D as well, that one. Giving you all of those beautiful details for that unicorn at heart. Also in this set, you've got edgeables too. Got a beautiful card just to show you in just a second. So that one's called Embrace Your Inner Unicorn. You know, again, if you want to paper piece some of that, if you want to colour that, maybe back it onto some acetate, you do have some illusion film within this kit as well. So this, look at that. I mean, that is the kind of thing that you're going to be able to achieve with this set. I absolutely love that, and a great demonstration as to how to use that particular die to its best advantage. The illusion film you get 2 rolls of actually, and that is again the colours that you're going to be achieving depending on how the light hits it. That illusion film is absolutely stunning. So that's included 2 rolls of that. You also get in this set stamps, a really nice size unicorn stamp and die set for you to be able to stamp and then cut out with your dies. That looks a little bit, well I say a little bit, it looks a lot like that. So that's what you're going to be able to achieve there. And again, this card I think popped together by our Lily, just showing you lots of other different elements from this collection, like the dies and stamps, which I'll come on to as well, and the papers. You get all the papers, you get all of the vellum in here too, which I'll show you in just a second. Next up, you get sentiment, of course. So stamp sentiment, this one is just simply called Unicorn Sentiment. So things like follow your dreams, have a magical day, I believe in you, really, really super cute. And the unicorn die that you saw on that last card is in this set, which is called Born to Be a Unicorn. So all sentiment based again, but these are stamps obviously, and then this here is your die to be able to use alongside it to create your sentences. So embrace your inner unicorn, sparkle like a unicorn, unicorn at heart, and born to be a unicorn. If you actually go back to Wednesday's Beautiful Beginnings, you'll see Craig working with this, and he did a brilliant triple drop shadow on that unicorn in black, white, and pink. It was absolutely brilliant. So if you want to learn how to get the very best out of that die, then make sure you go back and watch the show. And then you've also got rainbows in here as well, because you know, unicorns and rainbows kind of go hand in hand, don't they? So you've got that beautiful die set, again, with all of these wonderful sentiments, which will work really nicely in conjunction with the die that you've got within that set. But that is not all, because, as I say, you get everything else. It really, really is a great deal. The papers, you're going to get in 12 by 12, 6 by 6 as well. And what's so lovely about this collection, first of all, is the papers have got that beautiful pearlescent sheen to them. It really does add, I think, that level of quality and really makes these stand out. And what is really lovely about this set is, yes, you're expecting unicorns in a Majestic Unicorn bundle, but you do have options with these papers as well, because a few of the papers in your 12 by 12 are simply like beautiful flowers, beautiful foliage as well. So if you're just looking for a really beautiful, bright, floral set of papers, you get plenty of that within this paper pad. As we flick through, we then find the unicorns as well. So, you know, you've got a little bit of everything, once again, designed with that intent that if you want to snip into these and create smaller portions of paper for those smaller projects, then absolutely you've got that. And once again, if you flip to the reverse, you've got something a little bit more open, if you like. So if you want to do your own thing with it, you can. But it's absolutely beautiful. All these different unicorns, all these beautiful, bright, bold colors with the florals as well. And you're going to get 24 sheets within that pad. Now, matching up with that is your vellum. Okay, so you'll find a lot of the images that you get within your vellum, 24 sheets. That is going to work beautifully with your papers. But what's very different about this, and we don't do this that often. Normally when we bring you a 6 by 6 pad, we'll say, okay, well, the 6 by 6 is a shrunken down version of the 12 by 12. Not this time. This, I think, is more of like a topper pad, really, because you've got all of these beautiful images. Again, 24 sheets that you can simply take, pop onto your card, add a little sentiment on top of it, and then you have created a really quick, beautiful card. Once again, all designed for you on that beautiful pearl paper to give that stunning, like magical sheen to really add to the effect of the stunning illustrations there. But that's a really super pad for you to have, and as I say, nice for the fact that it's different to the designs that you've got in your 12 by 12, and that's the kind of thing again that you can achieve just cutting a beautiful little aperture. And look at the sheen and the shine there, and using one of the papers that you've got within your 6x6 pad. And then to add to all of that, all of your linen cardstock too, which is absolutely brilliant. All the colours in here matching up perfectly with the colours that you've got as far as those papers are concerned. 24 sheets, 250 GSM, and you're getting 6 colours in here, so 4 sheets of each to all match up perfectly with those papers. Like I've said, value for money wise, unbelievable. You are getting the whole collection at a smash down price. £48 is the price on that, $64 if you're a platinum member, and no wonder that's made it into the top 10. This week's number 7. This week's number 6, we go all the way back to Monday. Seems like an absolute age ago, but it was a brilliant day. Lily was in and she was demonstrating what I think is one of the best products we've ever brought to you here at Crafters Companion, the template library. Loads of you jumped in and bought this. If you haven't yet got it, I have a feeling you might be tempted after you have a look at this demo from Monday with Lily.
So I'm going to create one of the cards from that lovely yellow template library. What we're going to create here is we'll create a centre stepper card. Now for me, I've always struggled for years and years to create a really accurate stepper card from scratch using my own measurements. This takes all the thinking, all the measurements, all the difficulty out of creating a stepper card. You've got the template for the card shape itself, but it's not just about the card concept. You have all of the mats and layers included as part of this template as well, which really does make it foolproof when you're creating these centre stepper cards. If we move to the top of the template here, it can tell you exactly how much card you're going to need to create this card. So how much you'll need for your card base, how much card you'll need for your mats and layers, and it even tells you how sort of what size it flattens to. So you need to know that it flattens to a 5x7 card, which means you'll need a 5x7 inch envelope in order to fit this card shape in. Now with this one, it's got a straight edge all around the outside of this one, so it's a rectangular size of card that we start with, 7 inch by 10 inch. So all I've done to start with is I've just taken some of our 300 GSM white cardstock and I've cut it down to exactly that size. So it's measuring at 7 inches by 10 inches. If I turn that over, line that up the edge of our template, you can see it fits absolutely perfectly. So we just pop our template onto our piece of cardstock, just lining up the outer edge with the edge of my piece of cardstock. I'm just going to hold that in position using my hand, but of course if you find it easier you can pop some repositional spray on the back or you can tape it into position as well. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to tape my pencil. You can also use your heat erasable fabric pens as well if you find those a little bit easier. I'm going to start by drawing out the template. Now when it comes to the score lines, I tend not to draw all the way along the score line. I just pop a mark on one end and a mark on the other end, and that way I know that I need to score between those marks. Rather than scoring and drawing that whole section, you can just pop a couple of markings on there. We're not going to draw our mats and layers. This is the main base card, so we'll be doing our mats and layers onto a separate piece of cardstock. And then we can see our cut line there goes to that area there and stops at that point, and it extends all the way to the top there. We've got another mounting fold there, so just popping a line on the left and the right hand sides. Here we've got another cut line, so just marking that using your pencil. And a top tip is to make sure you've got a nice sharp pencil. It really does make a difference when you're using your templates. Another mounting fold here, so a couple of lines to mark that one. And then we've got a valley fold there, mark that off. And then finally we've got a mounting fold at the bottom and pop our markings onto there. And once I'm happy that I've got all those areas drawn, apart from the mats and layers, we can remove our template. You can see we've got the markings on here ready to be scored. But first up, we're going to start with our 2 cut lines. So if we bring back in the template, we can see on the left hand side there we've got a cut line and we've got another one on the right hand side. So this is where I find that our paper trimmer is the perfect tool for this sort of job. So you can use your craft knife as well, that will work a treat. But here we're going to go in with our paper trimmer. We're just going to line up, so we're going to cut from that mark in there to that mark in there, and we're just using our template to tell us that that's exactly where we need to cut between. I'm just lining this up to make sure I've got it nice and level in my paper trimmer. And then I'll just take my blade and we'll cut from that bottom line there all the way up to that top line there, and that pops in our first cut line to our template. We're We're going to do exactly the same on that left-hand side, so just flipping that over, and we're just going to line that up with the base of our paper trimmer, just making sure we've got that into position. And then once we're happy that we've lined that up, we're going to cut from that top line there all the way down to that bottom line, and that will give us our second cut line for our card shape. Then we'll just bring back in our scoreboard. So here I'm using our Scoremaster. You can use your big score. It doesn't have to be an A3 scoreboard. An A4 scoreboard will work perfectly like this one. And we're just going to start by scoring in half all the way across. So that's at 5 inches, just following that marking there with the pencil all the way down and through to the bottom. And then you can see here we've got another marking at the bottom, so score between those 2 pencil marks. And then another one here, we'll score once again between these 2 pencil marks. So just lining that up on our scoreboard and score between those 2. Then another score line here, we need to just score between the 2 pencil marks. And then finally one more at this top section here, we're just going to score between those 2 score lines. Now if we bring back in the template, we can see we've got all of the sort of clues, all the guidance within the template itself. So it's telling you if it's a mounting fold, a valley fold. So all you need to go ahead and do is literally just start to bring in those folds. So it's telling us that these 2 here are mounting folds, which basically just means it folds upwards like so. So fold the left and the right hand side as mounting folds, and then that section in the middle is going to be going the opposite direction. So that one there is going to be a valley fold, which means it sort of goes in on itself. So scoring like so. The one at the back there, the template's telling me that it's a mounting fold, so we just need to score that one upwards like so. And then it's sort of concertinas as we move forward down the card shape. So your mountings and your valleys until it really starts to come to shape. And you can see if we fold that together like so, we have got our stepper card.
Perfect, look at that.
So just need to reinforce those score lines and it'll give you a really nice crisp score onto that one. But I'll just bring in one I've done already. The only difference is I've just removed all those pencil lines. So I just erased all of our little pencil markings and it's going to give you the exactly same sort of template like so. So this is ready to actually add our mats and layers to now. And if we bring back in our template, we've even got all the mats and layers are actually marked on your template, which is great because it makes it super easy to get those really accurate mats and layers. And all I've gone ahead and done is I've taken one of my ombre glitter card packs and I've just cut out those mats and layers. Now what I did with this one is I used the template itself for the glitter layer, so I drew around that onto the glitter card and then I just cut 1/8 of an inch larger of black card to give me that double mat and layer, and these are just going to stick onto our card base. So I'm going to take my tape pen. You can of course use your double-sided tape if you find that easier, or your all-purpose glue, but here just for speed we'll go in with our tape pen and we'll just fill out all these mats and layers. So we're going to start to decorate that card, but it's so easy to create these from scratch, your very own fabulous stepper cards.
And that is the great thing as well, isn't it? Is that if we've got people who are new to crafting, maybe people tuning in for the first time after the NEC, this is a really good, you don't have to go for the complete library, but even if you just choose one of the template libraries, it's a really good in to card making, isn't it? And the fact that you're going to be, imagine if you're new to crafting and then you make this as your first project. People won't believe it, will they?
Absolutely amazing, won't it? It's great for beginner crafters because it gives you almost like that advanced look, but even when you're a brand new crafter, so you can create all those tricky looking card shape books with total and utter ease by using this fantastic template library, which is what it's all about. If you are an advanced crafter, maybe you've been crafting for many years, maybe you've used some of these card shapes in your crafting in the past, perhaps by using dies or creating them from scratch using your own measurements. It's just going to give you that quick and easy way, and you know it's going to be perfect each and every single time. And
obviously we've said, if you are fairly new and you look at this and think, okay, well I want to get into card making, so this would be perfect. So you buy a template library, you don't need a machine. So it is literally just a case of maybe choosing some of your favourite cardstock and papers and obviously some glue. I suppose in an ideal world you'd have a scoreboard as well, wouldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's ways around that. Of course, if you have our original guillotine rather than our paper trimmer, you can use that to score onto. But yeah, an inexpensive scoreboard and you are good to go. So that's our main card shape, all good to go. If we bring in our template, it does even give us a little mat and layer for our decoration. So if you want to use that, of course you can. But if you're a little bit more advanced, perhaps you have more goodies in your crafty stash, then you can bring in some of your other dies, other stamps, other toppers perhaps that you've already got. So I thought, how lovely does that work? Using your fancy frame dies, what we've done is we've coloured that using some of our tri-blend pens. We've given it a little drop shadow in black, and we're just going to pop that behind some of that lovely glitter card.
That's my favourite one. You did it for me, Lily, didn't you?
Absolutely. It's like I knew, like I knew. Absolutely. I do love this scene though. I think it's perfect. I think if you're doing like bathroom home decor, I think it would work quite nice for that as well. Great for your masculine cards, but just so much fun to colour too. And it looks lovely with that glitter card behind. Gives it a really nice little bit of luxury, I think. So we'll just add some of our dotty tape pen to the back of this, and then that will go over our glitter card. So I'm going to do this from the reverse here, a little bit easier to line that up and make sure we've not got any of that glitter card poking out from the edges of our topper. And that's our topper ready to be added to the back of our card base. And don't forget as well, as part of the template library, not only do you get the templates, you get all of the instructions as well. So if you have a little look in the, almost like the instruction booklet, it gives you a little idea of how you want to decorate this and all the steps as well. So if you don't remember exactly how to put this together just by looking at the template, you do have all those instructions included as well. That might be a little bit wonky. Let's just make sure that's nice and straight. There we go, that's a bit better. And then we've just got to finish this off, super simple card, but we're just bringing in a sentiment here, sending you a little smile, but just showing you how you can create the concept with total ease using our fantastic template library. Really easy to create those show-stopping cards. Rather than just doing your sort of standard fold cards, you can start to really go to town, make your stepper cards, make your easel cards, your gift boxes, your gift bags. Honestly, the options are endless with our fantastic template library. It makes card making so much fun and so much easier.
This week's number 5 was a brilliant launch that we brought to you on Wednesday. I was here with Craig for the launch of the brand new Sheena 3D embossing folders. They were absolutely stunning. The emboss that you can achieve with these, incredible. You had the Tree of Life and also the beautiful Balance and Tranquility with those stunning fish. A brilliant collection, still available, and here to whet your appetite was Craig's demo from that show.
So we're going to go bright with this one. So maybe you don't necessarily want to colour within this one. Maybe you don't quite have the confidence to colour when it comes to this one, but you want that brightness. What we're going to do is we're going to bring in our cardstock. Now, before we do any embossing or that, we're going to ink it up. Now, in front of me, I've got my fuchsia, spring meadow, lemon tonic, and oasis. My water reactive.
Can you just go back a minute? What was the first
So you
one?
want me to go back to the fuchsia? Yeah?
Yeah,
we can do that. You can go back to the fuchsia. Then what we're going to do is I've taken my little egg blending tools.
Yes.
You can, if you want, use your square or circle blending tools. What I've been doing for this technique, Ben, is either our finger dauber or the egg blending tool, because I kind of want it really, really strong, but I want it in set positions. I don't want it blended in set positions. I want it kind of like in its own individual set, like I'm doing right now.
Right.
So I'm just going to then start to then dab that one on. Whereas, you know, I'm a big fan of my square blending tools.
Yeah, I was going to say, I want to say this is one of the first times I've ever seen you use the egg sponges.
I very rarely do I use them because I use my square blending tool.
It's a rectangle.
But something like this, exactly, yeah, being a rectangle. But being like this in a specific area, it'll take a bit while to build up that colour because you'll need to keep building and building and building by going to the ink pad. Whereas the finger daubers, although great for your pigment ink pads, the finger daubers or of course your egg sponges are great because you really do get that strong colour straight away from the sponge into your cardstock.
Great that we've got so much choice though when it comes to layering your ink down there, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah. If you're wanting a smooth build-up of colour, blending tools or the brushes are great to go to. But then, of course, we've still got other ones that you can go to, and that's exactly, of course, what I'm doing now. And if you are new to us, or certainly new to watching myself, and you're wondering why you can't see my ink pads, it's because I run them across the top of my glass mat.
Yeah.
So therefore, I don't have to chase them about. Otherwise, I'm like that moving.
Yeah.
Now, of course, I know we do our non-stick pad, or we have done our non-stick pads. If I have them on my glass mat, what I'm doing is I'm just pulling the ink onto my blending application, and then you're not going to have to worry about chasing. So I'm just going to say that one's a yellow. Let's see if this one will do. No.
Debbie Robinson's favourite, the egg sponges, actually.
Is it?
She
Does
says
she love?
she finds them a lot easier to use and a lot easier to hold than the blending tools.
It's because the whole lot is a sponge. It's a really, really nice sponge. And then therefore, as I was saying before, you can, if you want, you can go really, really light, and you can see now, as Jamie's just shown you, that's exactly what I'm doing here. So it stops me having to chase my actual ink pads. So that's just what I like to do.
I'm really enjoying the colour combos here.
Yeah, really, really bright.
Very bright and vibrant.
It's just because we will do, the next demo will be, if you're going to be watching in real time, we'll do and play with vellums, and then we'll also do some colouring, but maybe you don't want to actually spend time colouring with your pens, but you want that blast off colour, then just go in, but don't worry and think, oh no, not for me, too bright. Don't worry, because we will dull it down slightly with seal brown. So we'll still get colour, but we'll sort of vintify it. Vintagify. That's what I was trying to say. Or we could vintify it.
I like that.
But I was really going for vintagify. New word there.
Vintagify.
Vintagify. So let's go in, and then I'm going to go and then fill in.
Is there any method about exactly where you're putting the different colours and stuff here? Are you being quite precise where the different colours go, or not really?
I'm trying to not have the two same colours together.
Right.
That's the only difference, or the only thing that I'm doing.
Yeah.
So if I need to infill, I'm just trying to not have any same colour together. Okay. So let's go in with that one, into here, and then...
I feel like now the colours are sort of blending together. Remember you used to look at under the microscope at cells and stuff? In, in biology.
Yeah, you're
right. A bit of that.
Yeah, you're right. It does look like that, doesn't it?
Yeah. It
does indeed. Or, you know, years ago when it was, you had to zoom in with your eyes.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And an image would appear.
Yeah.
It could be like that as well.
Hi to Pamela who's joined us. Carolyn Cooey says, good morning, Craig, Ben and the CTV crew. Who did you say it was, Nicola? Oh, Zoe Carver said she's getting Mr. Blobby vibes.
Mr. Blobby, yeah.
Blobby, Blobby, Blobby.
Oh gosh, good old Blobby.
Good old Blobby. Yeah, just like Craig and Blobby. They're good pals, actually.
Pals.
Yeah, he's retired to Craig's village, actually, Mr. Blobby. It's where he lives now, yeah. Craig and Mr. Blobby in the one village. It's a very celeb-filled place.
BFFs.
Yeah, BFFs. Did Mr. Blobby ever make it to the US chums? Let me know. If he did, you'd know all about him. Blobby!
Blobby friends forever.
Blobby friends forever, BFF.
That's us.
Yeah.
That is us. So I've done one, and I've started another one, so let's carry on and do exactly the same. And I'm just going to use the same colours, Ben.
Yeah.
Exactly the same colours that I've done before. This is definitely like Blobby, this one, now that I've gone.
Zoe's just sent through on the comments, Blobby, oh Mr. Blobby. He got to number 1, didn't he?
He did indeed.
Mr. Blobby.
It's a shame that I can't sing
I don't know any more, but I just remember that
Yeah,
bit.
there's a rude version.
Is there?
Yeah. Yeah.
What, an actual rude version or a rude version that you've made up?
I'm not sure if... No, I didn't make it up.
Ah.
No, I definitely didn't make it up. But yeah. Rhymes with Blobby. Now you're thinking, aren't you? Toilet talk.
Ah, okay. I just remember it was around the time there's loads of like random tunes getting to number 1. Like Mr. Blobby got to the number 1 of the charts, and then Bob the Builder got
and then
to
the
number 1.
Smurfs. Do you remember the Smurfs?
Oh, the Smurfs.
When they like, there would be a chart song, and they'd come out with their own Smurf version.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that? Like
the Chipmunks as well.
Mambo number 5, but it was like Smurfs number 5 or something like that, and they'd have their own take on it.
Oh, they don't make songs like they used to, do they?
No, they definitely
It's
don't.
like when The Simpsons released an album as well, and I remember I bought that, The Simpsons Sing the Blues, which had Do the Bartman on. Do you remember that?
Yep. Do the Bartman.
Yeah.
That's taken me back now.
I had it on cassette. Bought it from
Good
Woolworths.
on cassette.
I think it was like $3.99 for the album.
Yeah.
Saved up me pocket money.
And then you got the B-side.
Yeah.
And if you were lucky, the little leaflet inside gave you the lyrics.
The lyrics as well, yeah. Yeah. Those are the days.
Yep.
No Mr. Blobby in the US, says Lisa P. All I can say is, lucky old you. We did have Gumby, though, and Mr. Bill.
Mr. Bill.
Yeah, I'll have to Google that in a minute. I think I know the name Gumby, but I don't know why. Gumby. Was he like a bear or something, Gumby?
Gumby. Actually,
Gumby.
sounds familiar as well. Gumby.
Jane says, I've just got 2 of the showstoppers, one for me and one for my friend. Well done, Jane. And what a lovely friend you are, getting one for your friend. Hello to Jacqueline, who says, afternoon, Ben and Craig, just been cutting the grass while it's still nice and sunny in Banstead.
Oh, that first grass cut of the year.
Have you mowed the lawn yet?
No, not yet.
No.
I've jet washed.
Have you?
Yeah, last week. I had fun jet washing.
I might, if you would allow me, have to borrow your jet wash at some point.
Of course you can.
Does it clean patios quite well?
Yeah, that's what I've done with mine.
Ah.
That's what I've done with mine, yeah.
Would you put like a detergent in it or something?
I don't, because the power of the jet wash
Just gets all the algae
gets it all out, yeah. It gets it all out. I love it. It's now my new favourite yearly job.
Is it a Karcher?
No, it's a German brand I got off a QVC a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it was German. Yeah, forgive me if it's not, but yeah, that's incredible. So let's go in to here. So I've got my dies.
Yeah.
So if we bring our dies in, and then I'm going to then, obviously, as you can see there, I have gone in, created my background, and then we're going to do our frosted, magnetic, and then top plate.
Yep.
So we're going to die cut. I think that's moved. And the reason, no, it's not, but actually it's a good way to show. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tape it to my cutting plate bin, because my tape's not going to stick to that, because technically it's still wet, it's still open, what we would call, because it's a water-based ink pad.
Yeah.
So therefore I'm just going to line up again. I actually didn't need my magnetic shim because there's pressure enough without it. But we've got then our backdrop, and then we're going to bring in our folder here. So if I take that one out here, and what you'll see is the one that I've already done where I've gone lighter in tones, you'll see the difference. So if I bring in what have I done?
Can you just run through as well for Cindy Conley what ink pads you used again?
So they're water reactive. I've used the Fuchsia, the Spring Meadow, Lemon Tonic, Oasis, and then I'm going to use the Seal Brown.
Nice.
So that's the one that we're going to use. Is it Seal Brown or yeah, I'll use Seal Brown. So let's go in now. Now that I've inked round the edges, what I'm not really worried about is the outer edge, because we're going to trim it again after. So let's take our folder, let's take our water-based ink pad, and again I'm going to go onto what I would class as the flat side. So the detail is debossed into the folder, and then I'm going to go in and I'm going to go circular motions, and I'm inking up. Now you could use a brayer if you want to, or you could then dab the ink over the top with the egg sponges if you want, but we're just going in flat here, and then I'm going to take my inky background. So again, I'm going to go onto that opposite side just so it doesn't move, and then we're going to close that over. We're then going to go in with our base. Let's go in with our magnetic and then frosted. Run that one through. So whereas at first you might think, oh gosh, that's really strong in colour, which it is, and we're still going to get a strength of colour, but what will happen is if we then open it up,
oh wow.
But what we've got is we've got that variety of colour, but then you've also got, of course, that brown that's dulling it down slightly. So let's take our ink pad again, and then, I've done that on the wrong side, not that it matters. Let's ink up. So I'm just doing exactly as I done before. And if you wanted to be specific, Ben, if maybe you wanted to pop ink on a certain area of the cardstock. So maybe the fish could be one set of colour,
yeah.
you know, the other one could be another colour. You could do that. This time, I know usually I would hover underneath, but of course I don't want any of that ink to get on there just now. So let's do it the other way. So if I go in and layer that over the embossed side, so if I layer that over like so, into position and close it. As I said before, you can do them both together, but me personally, I just prefer to do one at a time, just in case one moved. You can tape them down. I'm also not a big fan of taping down any dies within embossed detail, only because the pressure of the Gemini.
Yeah.
It can be a little bit too much. So now we've got the brown outline, and then if we do that once more, so if I bring in my ink pad again, do it on the wrong side again. But the thing is, even although I'm saying the wrong side, Ben, it doesn't matter because you don't see the other side once we've then stuck it down. So let's go in with this one, and then we're going to do the same. So turn that one around. If you're just joining, you don't have to put black card underneath every time. I'm only doing it so that you can see. So let's go in with this fishy here. There we go. Bring and layer that one up over the top. And just following that edge. Close that one over. Run through. And then all we need to do is simply layer up. But again, I'll show you the other one that I've also done, because I've not gone as strong with my blending. I've gone in maybe a little bit more subtler. Same colours, but a little bit subtler. So we've now got two of our fish, and then we've got our main embossed layer. And this one, the actual embossed frame all the way around, what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim right up to that edge. So that does become my frame for my image. So let's then just slither till we've got it. And then if I go in with that last one. So I've now got that framework. And then if I bring in white matte and layer for it to sit on. And then let's just bring in our tape. The only other thing that I've also done is using the pens, I've die cut into white cardstock, the two fish.
Okay.
So if I bring them, I've already done that there. So done, no embossing, no nothing. I've simply just die cut them into white card. I'm going to add this onto a card blank. That white frame onto a white card blank just gives it that faux shadow. And then let's come in with, that is that one, that is that one. So let's layer these ones up. So if I then just add my tape into place. I was saying in Wake Up Call, for myself, Ben, when I've got a lot more time, I tend to use my tacky glue on the back of an embossed design.
Yeah.
Just because you've got so many like dips and valleys within the back of a boss detail that sometimes your tape, it's only ever going to then sit on that top layer, whereas your tacky glue will then soak into all the layers. So let's go in with another drop shadow where the white is going to break it up. And then let's then finish with some foam pads.
Well, you're mesmerising Pat with the demo. She says, I'm mesmerised by the techniques, Craig. I'll definitely be going back to rewatching the show. And Ash Cambo says, awesome demonstrations by Craig. Jen says, happy colours look like a pile of Easter eggs. You know, that's another thing they did look like earlier on, Easter eggs. Won't be long till that comes around as well.
Nope.
20th of April, I think it is.
Is that when? Yeah, it is. It's WrestleMania weekend.
Is that the weekend, is it?
Yeah. Oh. Yep. It is
later
indeed.
This year?
It is later this year, yeah. What, Easter or WrestleMania?
Both later this year, yeah.
Both. There we go. Now, giving it that drop shadow of the white just makes it stand out even more. And as before, just use your own little sentiment, or sentiment die, or the vellums. It's entirely up to yourself.
In at this week's number 4, that was very charty, wasn't it? In at this week's number 4, we've got something that everybody needs, and I can understand why this has made it to 4 in the chart, because everybody needs adhesive. Everybody needs the way to be able to construct their projects, construct their cards, and this is a really nice kit actually. For $15.99 or $19.96, you get everything that you're seeing on the front of the packaging here. So foam pad square sheets in here. You're getting 3 sheets of your foam pads in different sizes and different thickness as well. So great for doing your decoupage with. And you see our guys using them day in, day out. Obviously, you've got the choice if you've got it to use things like your 3D chunky glue, but to have foam pads in different sizes, absolutely brilliant. You've also got your red liner tapes in here as well. If you're looking for the most stickiest tape that you can find, then this is absolutely for you. If you're doing things like your construction, the red liner tape is an absolute must for you. So each roll you're getting is 10 meters long, and you're getting the 3 different widths that we do. So 3mm, 6mm, and also 12mm. So 1 roll of each, and remember 10 meters on each roll. So plenty to keep you going. Also within this, you're getting 2 of our adhesive sheets, so A5 foam sheets. So again, you've got choice here. If you've got bigger things you want to use your foam pads for, you can cut into these. If you just want to use the sheets as a whole, again, absolutely you can do that. You've also got in here your finger lift roll as well. You've got your you've got your round foam pad sheet in there too. So you've got squares, you've got your round foam pads in there as well. And you've also got one of our adhesive erasers too. So a really thorough kit. I know this has been very, very popular individually, hence why we've put it into the chart this week at number 4. It's only £15.99 or $19.96. This week's number 4. This week's number 3, I've got to admit, we've had some brilliant launches this week and some brilliant products. This was one of my favourite launches of the week. The Easter Treat Box 10-piece showstopper. Absolutely incredible, allowing you to create all of these different characters for Easter, whether it be on your treat boxes, whether it be on little baskets, whether you construct your own little baskets as well, you can do that. But you get the templates to be able to create your box, and all of the dies to be able to create the different characters. And of course, as you can see, there are 3 different characters that you can create. Everything you would expect to see at Easter, like the cute little Easter chick, who I absolutely love. It wouldn't be Easter, would it not, without the Easter bunny. So you choose the sort of colour cardstock that you want to use. Maybe you've got some of those little pom-poms as well. You can use those to be able to create your little bunny behinds, as it were. And then the sheep, which I just think are brilliant, the little lambs. How cute is this lamb here with the wig? Absolutely. It does, doesn't it? It does look a little bit like our Jake, who works backstage there. Same hairdo. We'll call that Jake Lamb. But listen, let me show you how, or what you're going to get to be able to put all of these together. And this showstopper, by the way, is incredible, because you get a whole host of other goodies as well for an extra £10 or $10. So here are all the dies that you're going to get to be able to pop together all of your different characters. So nice and simple. You get all of the instructions in there as well. So hopefully straightforward to be able to do it. As I say, go back to Friday's show and you're able to take inspiration from what Craig brought you as well. And then you've also got your template in there too, to be able to create the little box, little bag to go with it. So everything that you need to be able to do that. £23.99 or $31.96, the kind of kit you're going to have a lot of fun with on the run up to Easter, crafting with the kids, crafting with the grandkids. But you spend an extra 10 within this showstopper, and then you're going to get £36 or $51 worth of extra Easter goodies, which I think is incredible. So 21 sheets of the rainbow cardstock. So you know the rainbow cardstock that I showed you earlier in the 12x12. This is the same colours that you're going to be getting, except you're going to get that in A4. You're then also going to get, within this set, Violet Studio, the little circus invites and envelopes in there. So everything you need to be able to create cute little invites for a party. Maybe the kids are wanting to have a little birthday party circus theme. You've got everything in there for that. Ribbon. So you're going to get your 5 different colours of ribbon in there, absolutely beautiful, 2 meters on each of those. More ribbon, so you've got brights and you've got pastels in there. I mean, this is just absolutely incredible. Pom-pom rows for you as well included. Then you're going to get your pastel gel pens in there too, which I know have been super popular since we brought these to the channel. You've got cute little Hoppy Easter mini pegs as well, whether you want to kind of use those to clip bits and pieces together, whether you want to use them on tags, you can. It's entirely up to you. Then you've got your little Hoppy Easter letters in there as well, so you can create your own little messages. They're all adhesive, and there are actually 104 pieces in there as well, so you can create your own little Easter messages. I can't believe you're getting all of this for that price. Getting a Violet Studio pad in there as well. So this one is your beautiful paper pack in the stunning colours that you're seeing just here. You're getting all those sheets in there. Pastels, 30 sheets. You're getting the Hoppy Easter pad as well. This was one of the best sellers from last year's Easter, and it is absolutely brilliant. All these different designs that you're going to be getting. Some definitely very Easter, others in here, like the florals that you're getting here and like the confetti that you're getting, you can use in lots of other different projects as well. And then you're also going to get all of your cardstock and envelopes in here as well. So 6x6 in size. You are getting all of the cards, all of the envelopes within that set, which is absolutely incredible. Everything that you're seeing there is worth £36 or $51. You just pay an extra £10 or $10, and then you get that within that showstopper deal. Price is $23.99 or $31.96, and that is this week's number 3. This week's number 2 is actually something that officially launched last weekend, but we then brought back again on Monday because I know quite a few people missed out on this. It is our balloon sentiments dies with the paper pad as well. These are absolutely incredible because they are so versatile, whether you want to use them on your little boxes, whether you want to use them on cards, whether you want to use them on little treat bags as well. They're brilliant. Each of the balloons that you've got, in the tail, you've got a different message written, which I think is brilliant. You've obviously got the capacity then to be able to add different sentiments on if you want, like multiple sentiments from one balloon. You've got balloons in there as well that just have like the sort of straight string on it. So if you don't want a sentiment, you can do that too. But what I absolutely love, this is one of my favourite cards here actually, is that of course you do have the ability as well to be able to turn these into apertures and use these as little shakers too. All of this was discussed on the shows on Monday when we had a little look at those. But look, all the dies you're going to be getting in here, like I described to you, you've got the different sentiments that come down from the balloon. These ones here as well have got that really cool little die cut here to give that effect of the the balloon there. If you want to add your own onto these, of course you can. You can take your white markers and all those kind of things to add those on. But as I say, this one here, no sentiment. But you've got Hooray, you've got Make a Wish, you've got Happy Birthday, you've got Just to Say, With Love. This one is Let's Celebrate, and then you've got Dream Big. And how cute the addition of the kites at the bottom here as well. So you've got Dare to Dream and also Flying By to Say. You've got little clouds in there, the stars and the heart as well. So all of those dies I think is incredible, and they're really, really fun to be able to use. And then you get your paper pad included too. And what's so lovely about this as well is there's loads of like beautiful colours and beautiful patterns that you can use right throughout this sort of period of the year. Now officially into springtime, single-sided papers that I think will work so nicely for all sorts of different projects. Beautiful kind of more muted pastel colours in here. You've got stripes, you've got gingham prints, you've got your spots, you've got your hexagons in there as well. Just a really lovely collection of colours within this pad. You're getting 36 sheets, 12 designs, and you're getting 3 sheets of each of the 12 designs within that pad. For the paper pad and the dies at $15.99, I think you've got an absolute steal there. So $15.99 platinum, $19.96, and that is this week's number 2. And finally, this week's number 1, we go back to Tuesday. What a day that was as well. We had Penny and Emma in from Wall Couture and a brand new launch. The launch being the 3D textured embossing folders. It was really nice actually, as a couple of those embossing folders fitted quite nicely into that sort of knitting theme that we had on the day. We've got all 6 embossing folders still available for you, the 2 different sizes, 6 in total. And here she is. She had to get herself into the number 1 spot, didn't she? We go back to Tuesday with Sarah on launch day, taking you through these amazing folders. Have a look.
You know
I love the carved wood. Now, this might just look like a swirl embossing folder. It's not, it is actually carved wood. So look at this sample that I saw that one of our beautifully talented designers did, and I thought, right, I love that. I want to do this sort of carving, but, you'll not be surprised, I want to do it in purple. Because life is better in purple, isn't it, right? So this is what I took inspiration from, and I'm going to do exactly this card, because this is why we do these cards, so that you can replicate them, right? So I'm going to do exactly this card, but in purple. So I'm going to take that embossing folder first, and what I'm going to do, I've just cut a piece. Now this is regular stamping card, and I'm going to emboss it first, and then we can add all of the detail on. Now, a little bit of a tip for you. If you want to be cheeky, now you could just go and emboss through your Gemini MIDI, and the beauty with these is you emboss it, you don't need any other shims.
Right.
However, if you want it like, ooh, ultra deep, add yourself a couple of sheets of cardstock.
Right.
2 sheets of cardstock, probably going to be too much here. So I'm just going to add one, because what I don't want to do is I don't want to crack the paper.
No.
I don't want it to be so deep it cracks, but I want it to be deeper that I get this lovely deep embossing folder, right? So one little shim in there. Yeah, that feels about right, not too much. One nice little shim. And then should we have a little look at how it's looking? Oh, that's what I was after.
Beautiful.
That is just what I was after, right? Now, watch what happens when we start and add. Let me just get a little sponge applicator. Little sponge applicator, and I'm just going to start and add a bit of crushed velvet. So I'm going to do all of this with one shade. Now, I want to show you some really brilliant inking techniques, okay? So, if I tap this down, starting at the edge, what you're going to do is, we're going to start and just do a rubbing over emboss like this, where we're just going to add it from the side, right? And I'm going to, if you notice, I'm turning my cardstock, not the sponge, right? So I'm turning the cardstock all the time, picking up more and more ink as we go, so that I get that lovely deep emboss around the edges. So I'm starting to feel it's starting to run out a little bit more. So I'm going to pick up a little bit more onto here, tap off the excess, and then we're going to do the same again. So we're just building up, and I'm being ever so gentle in the sides because I don't want to split the card.
Is it best to use the square blending tool, or can we...
You can use either the square or the round, but I am using a blending tool as opposed to a brush. Right? So once I've got the outside and we've got the basing done, you're going to start and build up with some bigger swirls from the edges, right? So it's deep around the outside and less in the middle. So I'm just turning, building all of this up. I'm starting to feel that's going again a little bit more, so I'm going to ink up a bit more, take off the excess, and then just building up, starting around the outside, and bigger swirls, so that we've got that colour on, right? Now, once you've got the colour on, you can start and just go over it a little bit more where you want to deepen it, and I'm just pressing a tiny little bit harder, and I'm continuing that circular motion and building this up, right? So you can see now I've just got a little bit more going on there. Take it off, a little bit more, take your time with it, starting again from the edge and building up into bigger circles. So instead of just going, bang in the middle, always start off the edge and build up those bigger and bigger circles, right? I am really happy with that look that I'm getting. And then if you want to go even more, look, I can start even deeper around the edges. This is how you get the depth. And this, just to be clear, guys, because I didn't explain at the start, is a water-reactive ink pad. So when you want to do these techniques, it's your water-reactive ink pad you want.
We've got a bundle of those on the show as well, Sarah, actually.
Oh, lovely.
What colour are you using there?
I'm using a bit of crushed velvet. It's one of my favourites. This is the most crafters companion.
We've got it in the bundle as well.
Oh,
like we planned it.
You would think I'd planned it, right? Just call me Uber Professional.
Uber Professional.
So here we go. You've got this.
I'm not quite sure that sponge is meant for that, but
no, it's not.
Never mind.
Doing the trick.
Yeah.
There you go. So I needed something a little bit more coarse than the brush, is what I've learned from that.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my God, it looks
And obviously
so
you're
good.
using gilding flakes here, but gilding wax again could be an option. That always looks great, doesn't it?
I'll be doing other demos with gilding wax. I've got lots to show you. We'll be using all of the different projects then as we build our way through on the journey.
On that journey to the final crescendo.
Yes, we are. Right.
Trudy says, what pen was Sarah using? It was one of the ballpoint glue pens that we've got. They come in a pack of 5. I think. Yeah, 5.
I'm going to pick all these up because I don't want to waste any of these gilding flakes. That's the beauty of these. Look, they all go into there.
Yeah.
So you don't waste any. Everything goes back in, right? Once we're in, right? When I say we don't waste any, you do when you're live on TV and you want to rush it, right?
Could do the desk vacuum there. That's probably still on sale from yesterday.
Oh,
Monday mega deal.
Look at that. I think you need to look at it on the close to really appreciate it.
Oh,
yes.
hello.
Stop it, Sarah. How good does that look?
Yeah.
How ridiculously good does that look?
That's
right?
Awesome.
Yeah, and you see what I mean? Less is more. Just
Yeah.
put little bits of it on. Less is more, right? And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to mat and layer that. So when you're doing your matting and layering, I would recommend using your all-purpose glue because it'll get into the nooks and crannies, right? And what you don't want to do is you don't want to be putting your tape pen on and then flattening your embossing because you've stuck it down, right? I've got a little bit there of just gold mirror card so that it really gives it an edging just to show it off. Yes, thank you very much. You are looking brilliant. Even if I do say so myself. You know, I love a bit of pearl card. You know I'm a bit pearl card obsessed. Bit of pearl card, bit of gold, and notice I haven't done any of the, I haven't gutted any of the cardstock because I want this card to feel really expensive and very well loved. So I'm going to just manoeuvre you into position and then you and you down here. That is all coming together nicely. And then I've just gone with a nice simple topper.
It's a really nice design that as well, isn't it? Because you can either go portrait or landscape with it.
Exactly. Multi-directional.
Yeah.
Multi-directional is what we're talking about. Let me just get a little bit of 3D glue gel to apply this on. And how professional does that look? And yes, I haven't taken the time to show you all these bits of die cuts cut now, but you don't need it. No. You just wanted to know how to do that lovely background with those lovely pieces of fabulous, fabulous, fabulous gilding on there.
There we go, another fantastic top 10. Hopefully you enjoyed the show. I'll be back with you tomorrow. We've got a brilliant day lined up, a brand new launch. The Tea and Coffee collection arrives with us here on Crafters TV. And we've also got the Fish and Sarah joining in on the shows as well. So it should be a brilliant day. Whatever you're doing, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Thanks for watching and we'll see you tomorrow here on Crafters TV. Bye for now.